On today's show, we've got a great show. We're going to discuss stuff about keeping you from being deceived by fake news sites, other than The Onion. We're going to talk to Haley a little bit, our resident female, about female things. And maybe some secrets to ending fights in relationships. And maybe then towards the end...
Like I'm going to listen to you about that.
I'm right, the end.
Hey, I'm not a terrible source to listen to because I haven't had very many relationships that have ended badly. Just one. And we might, towards the end there, squeeze in a really bad, sad story.
At the end?
Aww.
Terrible.
Are you being sarcastic?
I'm excited.
Or is it actually...
Do you want it in the middle?
Throw it at the end. It's going to make a great ending.
I'm scared.
It's going to be good. All right. So fake news sites are kind of a big deal when you are an idiot.
And they're also a big deal when they're hilarious and awesome. I.e. like The Onion.
And these are. NPR had an April Fool's Day prank illustrated. I think this is obviously an older article, but so they listed off some of these fake websites with examples of recent headlines. The first one they list is World News Daily Report. The About section on World News Daily Report describes the site as an American Jewish Zionist newspaper based in Tel Aviv and dedicated on covering biblical archaeology news and other mysteries around the globe. If you manage to find the disclaimer, you'll read that the outlet is a news and political satire web publication, which may or may not use real names, and often in semi-real or mostly fictitious ways. And an example of the most recent headline, newly found document holds eyewitness account of Jesus performing miracle. So,
I love the fact when websites do like overblown big April Fool's thing. Mm-hmm. Reddit did, I think it was the Pumpermint. They did like the fights, the orange versus blue for upvotes and downvotes or whatever, and that happened for a couple days on Reddit. Minecraft, I don't know if you know, but Element Animation does like a lot of animations, a lot of them around Minecraft, and they have a well-known villager voice. And every time you would run around for their April Fool's update, they update the sound pack, so every time you punched up, you'd be like, wood, 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 grass, 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 jump, you know, like...
Yeah.
That was right. I love April Fool's stuff.
They also list the National Report, the News Nerd, Empire News. The example on that headline is Johnny Depp announces plan to run for president in 2016. All right. Lark News says that iron sharpens iron. Group faces backlash thanks to ISIS. What? Oh,
I still can't...
Iron Sharpens Iron is a group, which is, I don't know. It's a fake article. The other one, let's see.
I'm sure like this joke has been made countless times, but in all honesty, every time I hear ISIS, my first thought is always Archer.
I actually heard I heard that Archer has decided to not use that name anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how to feel about that. Like, that's kind of a serious thing, but at the same time, I don't like conforming to anything ever.
True.
No, you don't.
I don't.
I mean, do what they want. I mean, it's not... If they change the name from ISIS, I don't care. The show's still hilarious. Well,
yeah.
I say not seeing the most recent 2 seasons, but whatever.
This last one, I've seen multiple posts on Facebook by people that I am, after reading this, I am almost positive they don't know it's a fake website. It's called Christwire.org. And the example of the recent headline is God uses his power to shut down Burning Man, rain, and hail, keep the desert sinners away.
What?
And so it says Christwire, a fake religious news site, isn't likely to fool anyone into thinking they're reading something true. with its biting brand of conservative satire. Instead of just lampooning media coverage of current events, the site targets conservative Christian stereotypes, like with stories like Obama is infecting Christians with Ebola to destroy Jesus.
I've heard that one.
And start a new age of liberal darkness. Yeah. But really, I feel like I've seen people post those articles in places, and they're like,
probably
with a simple tag, "Amen."
No.
You've seen that.
It's. I bet it's one of those stupid things that you see nonstop on freaking Facebook.
Oh God. Don't get me started on Facebook.
Facebook is a breeding ground of idiocy.
It really is. Sorry. There was this kid from my high school class who didn't graduate with us because he didn't meet the requirements.
Aww.
And then that summer, he made like a page for himself and it said he was a politician. I'm like, bitch, you didn't even graduate high school. Like, all you do is watch Glenn Beck and listen to your parents.
Wait. So he was hardcore about politics.
Yeah,
like
but
he wasn't doing that as a joke.
He was dead serious. Like,
right.
But the thing was, he
Well,
was
I guess
not educated at all on.
Well, here's the thing.
sides.
Education's important, but in certain aspects, it can be overrated. When
Yeah.
it comes down to it, did he have any decent grasp, or was it all just like he was?
Did you have a decent enough grasp to know if he had a decent enough grasp?
Fair enough. I don't know
I
crap
had a
about
decent
politics
enough
for the most part.
Grasp to
We've
realize
got a guest
that.
actually trying to get into our session right
Tilly.
now. What's up, Courtney?
Oh, it's Courtney.
Hey,
I thought it was Tilly.
we're full up in here, but we'll talk to you on the break.
Courtney, we're a bit full. Dalton, come on in, buddy.
Okay, we'll wait out here.
So the other thing we're gonna move on to is Haley has something she's very passionate about. She's passionate.
Oh, man.
She's had a recent passion for walking slutty, and
Amen.
to that point, it's not what it sounds like. Tell us a little bit about. Let's just start with what you did this weekend and just a brief synopsis of what it is. Let's start there.
Okay, so this weekend I participated in something called the slutwalk, which is a movement, like an activist movement, bringing awareness to like rape culture and victim blaming. Because a lot of times when a rape victim reports their case, when they're asked a bunch of questions and stuff, they're like, well, what were you wearing? How much did you drink? Like, all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And so this was, like, a lot of people came dressed kind of skimpy. And, like, had...
I saw pictures.
Yeah, and they...
I legitimately did.
And they had, like, posters saying, like, not asking for it, and, stuff like that. And so my poster said...
Yeah, your poster was cool.
I saw yours. Yeah,
my
I saw that on
poster
Facebook.
said, boys will be boys is no excuse. Because that's something I've heard a lot of people say. Like, I'll tell them, like, oh, this guy, slapped my ass or whatever, like, in middle school. Like, I would tell an adult that, and they'd be like, boys will be boys, you'll just have to get used to it.
Get used
Fuck
to it?
no, I don't want to get used to that. Like, what kind of existence is that?
Yeah. Now, I mean, at that age, I get why teachers would say it, but don't tell people to get used to it, right? I mean...
Well, even just saying that, I'm like, are you going to do something? Because that's sexual harassment. Like, I could go to the cops about that if I really wanted to.
In 6th grade?
Well,
Yeah! If a kid slapped my ass, that's sexual harassment. I was not asking for that.
Yeah.
The cops in middle school's like, no, it's like, get them in trouble, get them detention, like, get them in
least,
trouble,
like,
yeah, but cops
punish
seems a bit
them.
Are these
overkill
6th
for
graders
that
that are
age.
slapping the ass?
Yes, like 6th and 7th or, something like that.
Right. Okay, so...
I mean, definitely get them in trouble, but I wouldn't go so far to say
No,
cops at that age. But I'm
I
going to say, like,
wouldn't-
parents tear them a new asshole, do something.
No, that's not what we're aiming for.
I feel like...
I was going to say that you teach them that life comes full circle. You smack a girl's ass, and another girl, a.k.a. your mom or dad or whoever, is going to slap the shit out of your ass for doing that.
Tear them a new asshole.
No, I'm talking about rape culture, Thomas.
God.
So on this site, Slutwalk, it basically is kind of saying what you said. The first Slutwalk rally in Toronto was 3 years ago. and it lit the spark for the grassroots action in over 200 countries worldwide, where organizers have rallied communities for marches against victim blaming, which you talked about. They call them slut walks, like you said.
Yep.
And you have more to talk about. I don't need to introduce anything, really.
Okay. So I posted a picture of me holding up my sign, and on the status I said, what did I say? I don't even remember.
It was great.
It was could you look it up or something?
You said, your boner is not a medical condition I need to take care
That was
of.
the last thing I said, but the first thing I said...
It was good. It's good,
That's
right?
good. That's hilarious, though.
I said, like, I've heard this phrase 1,000 times. Men need to start taking responsibility for their actions and not blaming it on their sex. Your boner is not a medical condition that I'm required to take care of.
Yeah.
Was what I said.
Mm-hmm.
And...
I'm not laughing because I'm trying to put that down. I'm laughing because it's perfect. But it's really funny too, but it's perfect.
Well,
yeah.
honestly, and like
It's
my
effective,
family
yeah.
saw that I posted that, and they're like, "You go, girl!" Like all
Good
this
for
stuff,
them.
and they're
All
really
right.
like conservative. A
Yeah.
lot of people were like really supportive about it, and like that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, you know, but then you get some of the really entitled people who get super offended super easily over the tiniest fucking details.
Some nameless people we know.
Obviously, I'm not
Josh.
gonna.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not gonna, you know, call anyone out, but it's.
I don't really care.
I'm done bleeping.
I don't care.
No, I'm not gonna do that. But basically, this person, you know, replied to my thing and was like, "This is really offensive towards men," and like, no one says boys will be boys to justify rape. And I replied, I'm like, really? Do you know that? Because in my experience, that's exactly what happened.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, obviously when I said men, I didn't mean all men.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's kind of a given. You're kind
would
like,
think.
you're a dumbass if you thought that I meant all men are fucking
100%.
rapists.
All, what are there, 7 billion? All 3.5 billion in the world.
Yeah, it's like, obviously, not everyone's a rapist. Like,
Yeah, and
I felt like people could assume that from what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he didn't. And so he kept going on, and I was like, I do not know how many different ways to tell you that I'm not targeting all men. I'm targeting the abusive men and the people that let their actions slide.
Yeah.
And I kept saying that. I'm like, listen, like, and then eventually I was like, you know, maybe I should have rephrased it. I'm sorry, whatever. And so I ended up like reposting it, like, with the, you know, replacing men with like rapists and sexual abusers and stuff. And I was like,
and I don't want to phrase this in a way that I feel bad for him because I'm trying to make a joke about him. But maybe his parents didn't teach him that it's okay to like wrap your hand around yourself and take care of yourself. And maybe, because I feel like some guys are like, oh, I'm not going to masturbate. That's gross. Or
Well, according to XXX
wait, what?
I'm so horny. Like I don't know. Like sometimes I think people get too hung up. Guys just get this kind of angst build up in them, and sometimes it's released when you have a release.
The thing that pissed me off the most.
And he needs to chill out and like crank his shaft.
I really wanted to say like, okay.
Frantically masturbates.
No. I really wanted to say like, okay, privileged white male citizen of the United States.
Yeah.
What is your problem again? I don't understand.
I take offense to that.
It's just like I'm not saying that all like white men in the United States don't have problems. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Yeah.
But it's stupid when they, you know, come barging in and are like, this is so offensive to men and blah 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 blah. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck over yourself. I don't know how many different ways I could have told him that.
Yeah, because if it's like an elaborate pickup line, it is ineffective. Anyway, with that,
Well, you haven't seen the end of it yet.
But yeah,
I'm just saying.
I just don't appreciate people who take every little detail so seriously. Like, I understood what he was saying, but the way he said it to me was just, like, not cool. And I was like, I officially don't like you. Congratulations.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, with today's modern culture, no matter what, it's impossible to avoid someone getting butthurt, no matter what.
Seriously.
And that's one of my biggest pet peeves, because you... Butthurt?
And let's,
Oh God! No.
And let's be honest.
No.
All right.
But let's be honest.
With that, finish up this, because I'm done. After that, I'm done. Finish up your thought.
No, I don't need to finish anything.
All right, move on.
Don't need to finish anything.
Yeah, just don't be an asshole.
Okay, so on the topic of male and female interrelations, we've got 11 secrets to ending fights in your relationships. So if what's his name gentleman has a girlfriend, maybe she needs to use some of these tactics. Number 1, bring up problems ASAP. I would have never thought of that. I could maybe still have a girlfriend.
Not her. No.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Cheating bitch. And so, many people will try to walk on eggshells or avoid bringing up or avoid bringing up how they feel, but this will actually cause a lot of extra stress and issues in your relationship. I mean, I feel like a lot of that is straightforward. Number 2 is be the real you.
Whoa.
It's common to act different with friends and loved ones than you do alone and in public.
I'm sorry, the picture cracks me up a little bit.
What is that picture? What does it say?
He's truly a white guy. What is...
That doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, that
That's
seems
terrible.
a bit extreme to me. Go on.
There's some undertones there. Treat people the way they want to be treated. Okay.
Because the Bible tells me so.
No, the Bible... Well, is that...
Doesn't it?
Are you trying to say the golden rule? Because that is treat others how you would treat yourself.
So what if you're a masochist?
Then you're a sadist. Look into their eyes and recognize that you are the one.
I
don't get that.
Well, they're
that just jumped the gun right there. It's like, all right, bring stuff up right away. Be real with yourself. You are soulmates.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's really intimidating.
Is that not how relationships work?
Well, naturally.
In the end, we're all human. We have flaws. We have fear. Blah blah blah. I remember once getting into a fight with my husband. I'm reading the article. I was so mad at him, I wasn't sure if I was ever going to be okay with him again. What flipped it around for me when I looked deep into his eyes and saw that the reason why he had lied to me was because he was afraid of being alone.
What did he lie about? Like, that's what I'm curious.
That seems like
hang on. Let's
novel, cheesy. But I looked deep into his eyes and I
50
found out.
Shades of Grey.
Well,
I haven't read
see,
that.
and there's a problem
Twilight
with that.
Golden eyes or whatever.
I get what they're saying, but I feel like the problem there is that some people take it to the extreme that, like, no matter what he or she does, I will remain true, and blah, blah, blah.
Very valid point. There's a difference between, like...
You have to, like, know
when...
accept and do whatever, but also realize, have your limit. Don't just be like, since they are the one, I will struggle to, forgive or get through everything they do.
Yeah.
Sometimes, no. There's some things, there's to a point, you need to know your own limits and have enough self-respect to know, no, this is not alright, this is too far, no.
Yeah,
Preach.
and,
Amen.
so, and number 5 is listen.
Lord.
Number 5 is listen. When
no
people,
shit.
Yeah. Honestly,
it doesn't happen enough. Half the time.
Well,
it's true.
That is actually kind of true.
Yeah, as I'm trying to talk.
I get it.
They're just listening and comprehending.
Yeah, no, you're right. They say focus on the moment, take in as much data as you can, and if you have feelings of fear, try to take a deep breath and feel what the other person is feeling. I know I've had troubles doing that.
Love that
because I'm very easily distracted, for one.
That's true.
Whether by my surroundings, in previous... What? Oh, God.
No, I really like
depending on...
Because I'm a big advocate of, like, being, like, the devil's advocate or trying to take stuff from all points of view, even, like, the really negative one that no one supports.
Yeah.
Try to view something from your partner's aspects. Like, try to get through what their emotions are, what their thoughts are, what has happened around them, and what it's affecting their
Yeah.
emotions like is something I really appreciate this brought up.
Observe how the person is feeling rather than always asking.
That makes
Hey,
sense
honey,
because like I would ask like my ex like, "Hey, are you okay?" And he's obviously not normal.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "Yeah."
That's a really
It's a really common.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
Yeah, but then
Communication is good, but observation is just as good as well.
Yeah.
Unless you're one of those people who just like cannot tell like people's emotions.
Hey, honey,
Like,
honey, did you want me to come back before 3 a.m? I don't know why you're mad at me. Number 7 is find out their favorite food or treats to end fights. Okay.
Oh.
End fights in a relationship when vibrations are low and
Here's
people
your
aren't.
pistachio ice cream. We're over.
Thanks
for
that would have
listening.
been great. Like, here's your pretzel bites. I'm done.
When vibrations are low and people aren't happy sometimes, a special treat or act of service is exactly what they need to reverse the downward spiral.
I'm still going to jump back to this. This is jumping all over the place. It's like, listen, look into their eyes. You're their soulmate. Give them their favorite treat.
You realize that honestly is like human connection and relation.
It's jumping to extreme to not extreme. So
You're right. They probably could have organized things better. But
I guess
this
maybe,
is not about the article.
I guess build up or don't say it so, bro. Like, no, they are the ones. Like, if you think they are the one, stop and blah blah. I don't know.
Find out their favorite food or treat. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. Hey, honey, I picked you up some your favorite strain of meth or.
Food is the key
That's
to a
marijuana.
woman's heart.
What is?
I said food is the food and humor
I think
are like the two like top things.
Really?
If you're not having sex with them, if you're relying purely on like your
See, in my whole
connection,
life, yeah.
like if they don't make you laugh, and if
They don't
if
feed ya.
Yeah, if they don't feed you, well,
they
you
don't
actually
feed
like
you-
then get out,
If
like
they-
move on.
If they don't feed you and they're not funny, they better bone like a champ.
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
So you can't make a woman laugh enough. Like you can't bring a woman to orgasm with humor.
All right.
You'd have to be
now
super
we're
funny or food.
I'm trying to use this.
No.
I'm trying to use this to be
That's
like,
a fetish.
take it, like, imagine stuff from your point of view. I don't know what the fuck was going through your mind right there, but it was hilarious.
Hey, I hit third dates with women, and I just like, hey, baby, lay down, close your eyes. Why did chicken cross the road? And that's like, let's get,
All right, next
get
one.
warmed up. Number 9 is breathe. Breathe.
That is a part of
that's
living.
that's the 7th date. I release the grip from the fetish. When things get hard, take a few deep breaths.
Say it again.
I'm reading exactly.
Say it again.
I know what it said. When we can't stop on every dick joke. When things get hard, take a few deep breaths and try to see the situation with the other person's eyes. Hearing that we messed up is almost always an uncomfortable feeling. Often we immediately either deny that we did anything wrong or have a list of excuses as to why we acted that way. Number 10, admit when you're wrong. No.
Never.
Number 11 is gratitude. For example, hey, I saw your Mr. Favorite TV show to make sure I got lost. Hey, I saw that you missed your favorite TV show to make sure I came home to a clean house. I really appreciate that.
Wait, what did that have to
They
do with
see-
TV?
Basically,
They're like,
you
oh, my
clean the
favorite TV
house.
show's on, but I should clean the house before my hubby or wifey or whatever gets home.
They're
First world
saying,
problems, right? Like,
first of all, DVR and or Netflix.
yeah.
Not everybody has that though.
It's a sad life.
So that was number 11. Anyway, I think that about sums it up for today. So,
All right.
any closing thoughts or remarks?
Don't be an asshole is mine.